Welcome back to the Social Hotelier podcast with me, Sam-Erik. We have a great show today. I'm very excited to introduce to you one of my favorite adventure travelers who has made it not only a passion, but also he has made it a business, and that is Luca Franco. We had the pleasure of meeting in Montenegro, and of course, being in the travel industry, I've been following actively about your great projects around the world, and so I couldn't miss the opportunity to bring you to the show so we can have a discussion and learn more about what's behind the passion and also the business, how you have developed the luxury frontiers.
Yeah, thank you. Let's see. Really look forward to spark some ideas and inspire some people.
First of all, could you share the story about the luxury frontiers? How it came to existence, how you got started, and what triggered this idea that you want to start a company called Luxury Frontiers?
Yeah, that's a long story, but first of all, it started because I've been looking for adventures. I've been looking for adventures since I was a child, always for experiences, and even when nobody was calling experiential travel. But everything got triggered in 2008, 2010 with the crisis, and any crisis comes with opportunities always, and people start looking to collect memories versus to collect things to dust. And so there was a cultural consumer behavior shift. And I saw that, and plus with my passion for experiential travel, and I decided to take looking to export experiential travel concepts from Africa, where they were very successful at that time, to bring them to US, to North America, to Americas, to globally. And I look at it, the market, the demand, and 75% of the guests to Africa, safari lodges, luxury safari lodges are coming from US, where US, North America has an amazing landscape. Maybe we don't have the big five, but very limited supply, and there was amazing demand. So that was the essence of the why Luxury Frontiers. And when I tried to export those concepts, people were laughing at me. So, no, Luca, those things will never happen in America or outside of Africa. Good luck with that. And 10 years later, I have projects with most of those people. And so, yeah, I'm very happy, proud, and we are certainly pioneers, trendsetters, disruptors.
How is the luxury travel evolved? Because there has been a shift on how people are traveling. And can you just talk about what trends have played this kind of role in shaping the industry the way you see it now, and who those travelers are that are staying at the kind of projects that you have developed?
Yeah, I think in the last 20 years or 10, 15 years, we had two major cultural behavior, consumer behavior shifts. One was the 2008-2010 economic crisis. The other one was COVID. And there was, over time, we had a big shift. And so from experiential travel went to transformational travel. From transformational travel went to more sustainable, evolved in regenerative tourism. I believe a lot in the impact awakening. And 2020 COVID was bad, but it was an accelerator of something that was very clear that was going to happen. I believe COVID, it was like a wake-up call from Mother Nature saying, guys, this doesn't work, and we need to revert, we need to change our thinking, our actions. And since then, people start looking at something more experiential, more meaningful, more about quality, more towards nature, adventures, outdoors, wellness, empathy. I believe consumer travel moved to more empathetic travel, where we don't need to consume memory experiences or check the box in all this when we travel, but has to be more sensitive, more empathetic in a three-way between the host, the guest, and the local community.
Yeah, I mean, the pandemic was a very interesting time. And I mean, I was in Helsinki during that time, and the memory I have of pandemic was that I walked to the center of Helsinki and I could hear in the park nightingales, and I could see I went to the harbor. The water was quite clear, and so it was sort of and it was so quiet. There was no traffic, and things are not the same way anymore. But listening to the nightingale in the center of Helsinki Park was kind of a sign that, wow, I think we have something to learn from this. That you are right. The Mother Nature shook us up a little bit, but I'm afraid that people have a little bit of a short memory, so we really have to continuously talk about these things and sustainability or regeneration or how you talk about things are of utmost importance. So I know that the sustainability plays a huge role in what you're doing. So could you talk a little bit? Can you dig a little bit deeper about what it means to you and how you go about it in your business, for instance?
Yeah, we didn't change anything since COVID. Sustainability or attention to details, listening to nature or learning from nature, it's part of our DNA. So clearly we cannot sustain something that is not sustainable. And we need to revert our actions. And so we need to have a more regenerative and holistic approach. So stop with the greenwashing. Hopefully a good thing from COVID was the end of, hopefully, the greenwashing. It's not anymore about to remove a single-use plastic straw from a cocktail. It's about really to understand where the fruit is harvested, how the alcohol is produced, how, where, and etc. So we need to learn from nature, and the nature has been sustainable for the last 4.3 billion years. And so we need to learn, throughout all the ups and downs, etc. And so we need to learn from the nature masters how to do that. And so everything that we do is based on biophilic, not everything, but most of it we do is based on biophilic design principles, about mimicry. Our approach is always we don't own the land owns us. So in a very respectful way and humble way. And so that's our approach. Throughout from planning, strategy, design, development, operation, we always look at in a very respectful way.
So you see that the luxury travel has called attention to this kind of importance of sustainability. So they are ready for not to be pampered in a very unsustainable way, but actually they are prepared to rough it up a little bit and explore the wilderness in a kind of tented camps, if you will, or light structure developments that you are doing. So there's really clearly a shift of how people like to travel.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting when you look at the best resorts in the world by Condé Nast, Travel and Leisure, all those type of magazines that are based on guest surveys. There is always several tent camps or experiential projects in the first 10 best 10. Why? Because it's not about maybe the best design product or building. It's really about those projects that creating lifetime moments, memories for the guests. So that we are in several of those. We got a lot of accolades or awards, and that's what makes me really proud.
That's very good. Yeah. So there are challenges and opportunities, as you say, in the travel industry. But can you maybe talk about some of the biggest challenges you see and maybe the opportunities in the luxury travel? Is it the shift of travel, or is it or what else would it be? Something that you see when you're observing how the luxury travel has evolved?
Certainly, I mean, you're talking about challenges in these days. We're going through a very sad, awful crisis in the Middle East, and so that's unfortunate. That's what happened. It's happening. The whole world travel. It's impacted by geopolitical challenges. And the travel is impacted by geopolitical challenges like the pandemic, like global warming or global boiling, and so on. So our approach is very try to be diversified in terms of geographies. And so we work globally in different parts of the world, from a lot in India, in Africa. We started in Australia, very established in North America, a little bit in Europe, that we come to. So the diversification is very important for us. And then, but in terms of real focus on investment from our side, we are focusing on North America.
Very good. I just read, I mean, after this past summer season, many of the tourists or travelers out of UK who usually spend their holidays in Southern Europe, there are some reports that stated that in the next 5 years, there's a shift where people are traveling. And of course, there is now people are looking up north to the area where we are here in the Arctic and the Nordics. Where do you see the opportunity for, let's say, luxury frontiers to have a development going on to my neck of the woods? I know you have been here before, but on Norway. But how about the Finland and the Arctic Lapland area, or even Lake District?
I would love it. Sam, I would love it. Find an opportunity and come tomorrow. Absolutely. No, I believe we were joking, like we spent some holidays in Greece last summer after all the fires, and we said next year we are going to, as a family, we are going to book Scandinavian countries. I believe it's a global. I think it could be an opportunity for the Scandinavian countries, but we always look for the new frontiers, the new luxury frontiers, something new, explore beyond on the edge with new experiences and the new innovation as well. So let's fund a project in Finland.
Well, I'm not the ambassador of Finland, but I'm passionate about Finland. So I think there are several opportunities in this area. Obviously, the wilderness in the Arctic or the Northeast, and then of course you have the archipelago, which is there are lots of islands which can create opportunity, or even the Lake District. So particularly for families and couples. So there is an opportunity. So I think I need to work on this and invite you over here before you come on holiday with your family, so you can see what we can offer here. But let's talk a little bit more about your collaboration with various brands and properties. I know you have done some work with some of the top, luxury brands. Can you discuss that importance of the strategic partnership, and how does it work in your business model?
It is very important. It's all about relationships, and so we have direct relationships, direct access to CEOs, top executives of the majority of the hotel brands, majority of investors and family offices, and all around the world. And it's about building is to have a very strong reputation, creating something out of the box concepts. That's what we have a reputation for. It's about building an amazing externally design, impeccable execution, and attention to details. And then throughout the years, we became strategic preferred partners for many of these hotel brands. So anytime that there is a project that requires some creativeness, some innovation, some thinking out of the box, they call us. And so we have projects with Four Seasons, with Aman, with Six Senses, and with Carlton. So with all the different traditional brands, but also more experiential brands like from Africa with Belmond and beyond, Abercrombie and Kent, or in different regions like Oberoi, for example, in India. So we built a relationship, we built a great reputation, and they are our long-term assets. Then, of course, there is a lot of word of mouth in the industry. So,
yeah. There is always that first project to get started, to get your foot into the door. What were some of the steps you had to take in order to get that first project, which gave you then the credibility and that people start to pay attention to Luxury Frontiers, what you were doing, and that opened the doors to many other opportunities? Maybe you can share some story about that.
But you're right, because before I said, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, when I started, people were laughing at me because also I couldn't show a proof of concept. And it took me a few years to get the proof of concept. And we started here in US, we created, started, developed, and designed and developed the Camp Sarika by Amangiri in Utah. And it's the most performing. It took a long time, opened in 2020 during COVID, and throughout since then is generating between $4,000 to $6,000 per night, 95% occupancy, payback in 2 years, and probably is one of the most profitable hotel or lodge in the world. And that gave us credibility, reputation. Finally, we had a proof of concept. Since then, here in North America, we had 2 other projects, one in Nayar in Costa Rica, and then the new Four Seasons, Naviva by Four Seasons. In that case as well, Naviva is generating we opened last December, and since then has been generating between $4,000 to $5,000 per night ADR with 95% occupancy. This is a game changer in the industry, and now finally I have those proof of concepts.
Yes, I mean that's.
But the thing is now it has been. I wanted to add. We have all these projects under the belt. We learned on these projects. We had many learned lessons of what works and what doesn't work. So it's time for us to not just to work for third parties, but also to work on our own projects.
So would you consider that being your long-term goal or aspirations for Luxury Frontiers? And how do you see your company growing looking forward?
Certainly there is a market opportunity, and there is very clear. The market is growing exponentially for this type of experiential demand. The industry is very fragmented, and so there is a conversion towards this experiential demand for experiential for experiences, with a conversion also from hotel brands and from capital partners. So, but the industry is very, very fragmented. So we at the Luxury Frontiers, we are at the moment the design leader, the market leader. We have an IP, we have an amazing talent in-house. We know how to execute, speed to market. We have access to global and regional supply. We have a global network. So we are ready. And now also now we bought our previous investors out with very aligned investors and towards growth of the mothership, Luxury Frontier mothership, with ability with the vision to create a fully vertically integrated ecosystem, and with the ability also to provide strategic capital in general partnership, managing partnerships, and also at LP and debt. So our aim and vision is really to become the global market leader in the luxury outdoor hospitality space.
Well, you are on your way to that. I can see that already from the way you are moving, and you were not started yesterday. You have worked on this for quite some time. So I think it takes with that persistency and a vision that you can eventually accomplish where you want to go.
Yeah, it's a lot of passion and persistence and perseverance, and my attitude is also never accept no as an answer. So and never give up. And of course, success comes with a roller coaster, with tears, blood, and a lot of sweat, and endless hours. But if you believe in something, just make it happen.
So that must be coming from your adventure travel spirit, then.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm very lucky that I have, first of all, I have amazing team and partners. So that's without the team, I couldn't be here talking with you. But also, I'm really lucky because my job is my passion. My passion is my job. So that means, on one way, means that I'm always in good places, but also always doing adventures, always being in the outdoors, nice people, good people, different cultures. But also brings the counter side. The other side is I'm working 24/7.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there are several aspiring entrepreneurs and who are watching this show. So, what advice could you give those aspiring entrepreneurs who are looking to enter the luxury hospitality or sustainable tourism industry? How should they go about it? Maybe some practical tips to inspire them.
Yeah, I mean, like I just said, I think is passion and perseverance. If you have an idea, just make it happen. Never accept no. But also as an answer, but also do everything with a sense of humor. Don't take yourself too serious, because that's what happens. I think it helps with some sense of humor.
Definitely. Yeah, so a little bit about you, Luca. It would be interesting to know what inspires you as a founder, and have there been books or mentors or experiences that had been sort of life-changing for you during your journey?
I think I'm very curious, and always have been very curious, and the bucket list gets bigger and bigger every day. And if I don't have a plan to travel for the next 2 weeks, I get very antsy. So I never stop. That's a reality. And and curiosity is really important. I have a few mentors throughout the years, and my attitude is always to bring an amazing team close to me, working with me, and learn from partners that I'm lucky that I brought to the table, and they know way better than what I know. So that's I think is that's I think the way to go.
Very good. Yeah. I learned that you've been running marathons, and are you still running marathons or do you have time, or do you make time for that?
Yeah. It's I mean, to me, marathon is part of luxury frontiers in a sense. It's about an adventure. It's about people. It's about outdoors and so for me, it's sport, adventures, luxury frontiers, business, passion is all in a big bucket. It's all Luca. That's me. I ran 25 marathons. The first 15 in urban locations, and at that time for me it was about people. So I was running around to give me five to all the kids along the street. Then I started Luxury Frontiers, and I decided that wasn't enough for me, and so I wanted to be in outdoors, and so I ran around 10 more marathons in the desert, in the North Pole, around volcanoes, in the outdoors, with no people, just me and nature. And lately I started doing mountaineering. And so I just came back from the Everest Base Camp. So again, it's about going be curious and always trying to explore something new.
Yeah. Well, my running has been mostly in urban, and I would say that maybe the toughest run was really not the marathon, but I was running from Borobudur Temple towards Jogja, and the run started like 6:30 in the morning. It was quite nice and cool, but half an hour later, I thought I was going to die because it was getting so hot and humid that. And I'm glad it was only 10K, not 20, not full marathon. Otherwise, it would be quite an interesting adventure to see how I could manage. Any particular runs that has been memorable because it was a challenging climate, or that make it very extra special for you?
I think there was one in the North Pole that was the first half marathon was -2 Fahrenheit, and everybody had frozen bites.
Yeah.
And we ran on the ice cap. Yeah, I love, again, that's an adventure, so I love extreme adventures. It's part of Luxury Frontiers. It's all bundled together.
Very good. Well, Luca, thank you very much. I think it has been a very interesting time. Half an hour we have spent together here, and I learned very much about you, and also about your passion, and also where you see the luxury frontier going. So I'm looking forward to bringing you another time to discuss some other topics if you don't mind. So, but for this episode, just thank you very much that you have joined, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in one of the events we are going in together.
Yeah, let's do in Finland next summer.